This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Stanley Fullord. In this week's broadcast, Women Empowered to Experience Radical Faith, Youth Month launched from Exuma, and Adventist songbirds receive Caribbean Marlin Awards. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. The powerful testimonies shared by the women at this quarter's Pause and Pray service held by the Women's Ministry Department of our conference encouraged the ladies to walk into their purpose despite obstacles. The speaker for the occasion, Brenda Gibson of the Ephesus Church, told of her own radical faith amid the obstacles of her life. She referenced women and men of faith from the Bible.
My friends, when God designed you, He knew what pressures you would face. Financial pressure, relationship pressure, pressure raising your children, pressure on your job, pressure dealing with an illness. If that pressure was going to crush you, if it was going to defeat you, then God wouldn't have put you there. He doesn't make mistakes. Anything you face, you have to remind yourself, you can handle it. You've been designed for it. You wouldn't be at that depth if the pressure was going to defeat you. Moses' mother, Jochebed, was a Hebrew woman living in slavery in Egypt before the Exodus. Moses was born during a troubled time for the Israelites in Egypt. We all know the story of Joseph. God brought Joseph through many years of difficult circumstances into a strategic position of influence in Egypt, so the Israelites will be able to survive a severe famine. Some of the hard things we go through and don't understand are a result of God positioning us to carry out His purpose. In the difficult times, you have to trust Him, knowing that He's ordering your steps.
Gibson reminded the virtual audience that no one can stop the purpose that God has for another person's life. The women were encouraged and spiritually revived by the testimonies and prayers from their sisters and left the virtual space determined to possess that radical faith. The next Pause and Pray service will be held on September 28th under the prayer focus, Submission to the Will of God. Youth Month 2022 has officially begun in our local churches across the South Bahamas Conference. This year, the official launch took place at the Mount Thompson Seventh-day Adventist Church on the island of Exuma. The Exuma youth led out in various parts of the service, including Sabbath school, ushering, and singing. They will also be presenting the word of the entire month of July. The guest speaker for last week's service was Pastor Jamal Franklin, Youth Director for the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. He gave an illustrative sermon reminding youth and adults that we are in a great controversy, and God has trusted us with His mission to take His message to proclaim the three angels' message to all of the world.
Ain't nobody like to reject children. Because children and young people have the miracle of influence. The older I get, the less influence I have. And the more I pour into children and young people, the more influence I transfer to them. That's what ministry is. We call it mentorship. Because they're the miracle of influence the church needs to fulfill its apocalyptic mission. And God has called you as young people and children.
The theme for this year's Youth Month is Operation Breakout. It is our hope to equip and empower our youth to break out of their comfort zones for mission and ministry. Over the years, the South and North Bahamas Conferences has seen countless music ministers who have allowed God to use them to win souls to His kingdom. Last weekend, at the Caribbean Gospel Music Awards, 2 nominees from our Adventist community won awards in their categories. Allison Mason Roll of the South Bahamas Conference won in the category of Outstanding Traditional Vocal Performance.
I can't call all the names, but I love all of you. The Seventh-day Adventist community and all of the faith bases that have encouraged me in ministry over the years. I have to send a special shout out to my phenomenal producer, Antonio Wilson of Type Tunes, Inc. Love you, Bahamas. Love all of you. Thank you for your encouragement over the years.
From the north was the music minister, Divine Lady Vanessa Clark, who received 2 awards for Outstanding Black Gospel Recording, and also for a single called Plead My Cause. Vanessa watched the award from her bed as she has been battling an illness for several years. She thanked the mentor of her youth, Allison Mason Roll, for the impact she has had on her life and for the training that she also gave her. Vanessa humbly received her award and she still ministers from her bed.
My friend, when she heard the song for the first time, she said, Vanessa, you have to record that song. My friend is there, it's rewarding. She said, you have to get in the studio and record that song. And I was like, no, I just couldn't see myself doing it. And that's how I got in the studio to record Plead My Cause. At this year's Marlin Awards, I had 6 songs, 6 different songs that were nominated for awards this year. And the only one that won an award was Plead My Cause.
We say congratulations to these 2 awesome ladies and may God bless them as they continue to minister.
Say it with me. Forward, upward, onward, together.
When asked, am I proud to be a Bahamian? My answer is yes.
Think about it. Just the color of our flag says it all.
Black represents the strength and unity of our people. Aquamarine are beautiful blue waters.
And gold that represents the warm welcoming sun that people love to come to our country for.
Delicious food, awesome culture, caring people, sun, sand, and sea. I am proud to be a Bahamian.
With all our islands and keys, we have something special for everyone. We are surrounded by paradise.
March on, Bahamaland. Lift up your heads as we raise our flag proudly to the sky. Happy Independence Day, Bahamas.
Coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, this summer in the month of July, the Vacation Bible Experience is being held in our churches under the theme, Jasper Canyon, where every kid is treasured by God. This is always an awesome and exciting time for the children. And this year, they are enjoying 5 days of Christ-centered activities to help them dig deep into the Bible to find out how uniquely special they really are. Find the nearest Seventh-day Adventist church to you and sign up your child for the VBS program today. And for the youth, the Park and Praise service under the theme, Free Indeed, is happening this Friday, July 8th at 7 p.m. at Bahamas Academy on Marshall Road. Masks are required and COVID-19 protocols will be strictly enforced, but don't let that stop you from coming out to praise. For more youth activities, please see the weekly Logos publication on our conference website or inquire at your local church about the different sporting activities that are currently available for you. Please mark your calendar for the upcoming Women's Ministries End It Now activities to be held on August 26th through the 27th, 2022 throughout the Atlantic Caribbean Union of Seventh-day Adventists. Among the activities will be a march and a rally under the theme, One Voice, End It Now. This is a Seventh-day Adventist initiative for females and supporters to say no to the violence against women and children. Believe it or not, brethren, there is still domestic violence in our Christian families. So we need more people with the right tools to help those who are in danger of being abused. Be sure to support this initiative. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming conference events. There you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist news update along with other local programming from our cable channel ATV 658, read the weekly Logos, as well as the Adventist page publication from the Nassau Guardian.
Food poisoning occurs when we consume food containing contaminants. The most common contaminators are from infectious organisms such as viruses, parasites, and bacteria. Some foods that can cause food poisoning are poultry, vegetables and leafy greens, unpasteurized dairy. Having nausea, vomiting, watery or bloody diarrhea, abdominal pain and fever are signs of food contamination. Healthline suggests some ways to reduce your risk of food poisoning. 1. Wash your hands with soap and water before preparing food and right after touching raw meat. 2. Wash fresh produce before eating them, even if they're prepackaged. 3. Avoid cross-contamination by using separate knives and cutting boards for raw meat. 4. Pay attention to the use by date sticker. Don't use a product because it looks or smells okay. This has been Patrick Wilson with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
Thousands of Seventh-day Adventists in Baja California, Mexico, gathered to celebrate the end of evangelism efforts which began earlier this year and resulted in 700 new believers joining the church. Leaders and active church members took part in a Sabbath worship program where government, national, and international church leaders spoke and witnessed the work of the church and the baptism of 230 persons. According to Evangelism Director for the Adventist Church in Baja California, Cedric Arena, the celebration came after a full week of 116 evangelists from several parts of Mexico and abroad, working hand in hand with local churches to take part in evangelistic campaigns.
Well, that's all for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. We invite you to share what is happening at your church by sending us your news stories and upcoming events by email to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming, or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, visit our conference website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are currently buzzing with a lot of activity from our department. So make sure you check those out and remember to subscribe, like, follow, and share. You can watch programs from our television channel, ATV 658, or listen on our radio station, Word SBC 88.3 FM, to get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. Our programming from ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel. So, feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news there. And as we celebrate 49 years of independence as a country, on behalf of the production team of ATV 658, we say Happy Independence, Bahamas. Thank you for viewing this evening's broadcast. I'm Stanley Fullord for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.